Okay, today we are playing a game on Volskaya Industries. We were in the Platinum SR range, and we will be playing about half the game as Anna and about half the game as Mercy. And look at this, I don't have to do any video editing because both the team comps are just there on the screen. We're Team 2. Isn't that absolutely incredible? I think that's absolutely incredible. It makes it so much easier to be lazy, like I am. So we got like half a dive comp and half a regular comp, really. And I ain't really got anything to say about it, so we're just gonna start the game. We don't have many good nano boost targets. We've pretty much got Genji, but I mean, that's good enough, isn't it? Just having a Genji as Anna is good enough. So we just immediately try and burst straight through the front door, more or less. I don't really want to use the grenade like this, because we're only really using it to heal McCree by that point. And we could just shoot McCree and he'd basically be at full health, and the grenade would be a lot more helpful right now for us than when we just used it to, like, heal McCree. Did get the healing buff on McCree, Ryan, and us as well, but we could have just shot the McCree and achieved, like, the same thing. So here, Ryan's fucking dead. Grenade came up, like, too late to really do anything about him, and he's all the fuck way over there, just getting beat to death, so that's, you know, unfortunate for him. We are currently backing up onto the objective, which is a scary thing to do, because at least someone from the enemy team is going to be over there, and we're backing up onto it with not a whole lot of health. Our grenade also did come up, and right now, we're currently 18 health. Ryan's fucking dead, so he ain't getting the grenade. Just heal ourselves with the grenade right now, because nobody else around is going to do the job for us, and we can't just be walking around with 18 health as Anna, because just get, like, hit by Zenyatta once, and we're fucking dead. So, first push didn't go too terribly well. We didn't even manage to build a lot of ult charge for it, either. Which is even sadder. Sorry, excuse me. It's alright, we got plenty of time, you know, capturing the first checkpoint on Volskaya. Not as bad as capturing the second checkpoint. Who do we try and dart? Just try and, like, chuck it in the choke point. Yeah, sometimes it gets somebody. It's a little on the optimistic side, and it does have a very long cooldown as an ability, so just chucking it in and praying it works, more or less, I'm never too excited about, but Ryan was just swinging his hammer at us, so you never know. Tried to trank Mercy, didn't get her, but she got interrupted all the same, and we even managed to get the kill on her right there with one shot. How pleasantly surprising. And Roadhog decided that he wanted to waste his ultimate before he died as well, so that was very obliging of him. So we've got our ult built up. Genji's a million miles away from his ultimate, so he is not likely to get this one, because we can probably use it and build up another nano boost before he gets his ultimate, especially since he just fucking died. Great job, Genji. Did manage to sleep there, Reinhardt. Not really in a position where we could do terribly much about it, unfortunately, unless Ryan was going to suicide in to pin him. Hammond's now fucking dead. Moira's up to no good behind us, but Moira's not a terribly good flanker, so it's not too concerning. We do kind of have to wait for our team to actually get over here and regroup, so yeah. So at this point, it's getting more to the point where it's worth saving nano boosts on Genji, especially since we just died, so by the time that we get back, Genji's hopefully not used Nano Blade by them, because that would be very sad. I'm basically just going back to see if Reinhardt killed us. He didn't put his shield up. We are, like, a little exposed here, because we can see in the doorway through here, but that's not always the most important thing for Anna, because we're more concerned with healing our teammates when we're trying to get through the choke point. So we could be safer than we are by just swinging over to here and then hugging this wall, whereupon the enemy team can't really see us anymore. They have to come out of the choke point to actually really see us. So it makes it a lot harder to get picked off by just random stuff floating through the choke point like that. Reinhardt not holding his shield up is of course very upsetting, but we could have been positioning in a more safe position than that. That was a terrible way to phrase that sentence. We could have been positioning better in our positioning. Just to avoid even the risk of getting shot, seeing as we're not too concerned with seeing the enemy team as Anna a lot of the time. We're more concerned with keeping our teammates alive. So this nano boost has ended up coming around to being good to combo with Genji, because, hey, a lot of shit happened that just kind of delayed us getting in any kind of situation to use it. Ryan apparently wasted his ultimate, which is very upsetting. because if we had that and Dragon Blade, it would be real fucking easy. So he's gone in, we nanoed him pretty soon. Unfortunately, he did jack shit with it. So that's very upsetting. We do, like, run right into this Reaper's face. Presumably the intention being to chuck a grenade at him, but then realizing the grenade was a second off of cooldown. We still should not be pressing right up into the Reaper, because that is what Reaper wants us to do. And I'm just, like, looking at my finger right now, because a giant chunk of skin has come off of it, so that's very exciting for me. We still shouldn't be, like, running up to the Genji, or the Genji, up to the Reaper, because the Reaper's got a fucking shotgun, so he would be very excited for us to be touching him. Even if the plan was to chuck the grenade on and then we were like, oh shit, cooldowns. We still don't want to be touching Reaper, really. So, there goes Reinhardt. That was pretty fucking stupid of him. He was getting harassed by Reaper, so, I mean, you know, he obviously wanted the fucking Reaper situation to be resolved, but it was still not exactly a good way to deal with it. Genji's decided to change to Ashe, so now we don't really have many things to combo Nano Boost with anymore. We've pretty much got Reinhardt, we've got Bob, provided Bob's in a position where he's not going to get fucked up, and maybe Deadeye. Speaking of, did McCree just waste Deadeye? More or less. Yeah, he's using it up there right now. Not exactly the optimal time to use Deadeye, so that didn't really work out. And now our teammates are just, like, jumping around in front of the choke point for a little while, taking some damage, so that's also nice. Hey, look, here comes Reaper. Oh, who could have guessed, Reinhardt? Who could have guessed that Reaper might not just let you pin him? Reaper's like, fucking dumbass. So our Reinhardt's probably gonna... Ashe got picked off as well, so... things are going great, you know? Oh, yep, and here they come. Here they come. So, McCree's decided to change to Sombra. Extremely exciting. I don't know what prompted that one, because Sombra is not exactly countering much on the enemy team. So McCree's just like, you know what? It's time to bust out my secret weapon. So every time, because we have the benefit of seeing all of the ult charge, we get to know that we're probably going to eat shit on the next team fight, because they've got 6 ultimates they can use right now. So that's very exciting for us. We could intuit this even without the UI, because none of them have used an ultimate for the last, like, minute and a half. And our team's just been eating shit on the doorstep for the last, like, 2 minutes, so... ult charge is in no short supply for them. So I'm going back to point out that Zenyatta's behind us. Because, Zenyatta's orbs are floating past us, and there's only one reason they'd be flying like this. Zenyatta's behind us. Reinhardt's not behind us. We did figure it out. Took us a little while to get there. There he goes. Took us a little while to get there, but we did notice him in the end. So, Lucio's decided to use Sound Barrier after Reinhardt and Sombra already died. Ashe is now doubling down on the mistake. Were we just shooting Zen instead of healing as Ashe? Yeah, it looks like we might have been trying to heal Ashe. We'll go for the benefit of the doubt, but if we were not trying to heal Ashe, like, we're trying to keep our teammates alive is a pretty big deal, you know? We did have the grenade we could have chucked over there as well, to try and deal with both problems at the same time, but... healing is a higher priority than killing the man, and hopefully Ashe would be aware enough to not just let Zenyatta fucking beat her to death, but, you know, given the way things have been going so far, who can say, right? To be honest, this is fairly par for the course for Volskaya Industries in my experience. Capture the first checkpoint with not that much trouble, by all accounts, and then spend like 6 minutes grinding at the second checkpoint watching your teammates kinda eat shit, you know? We've had limited options in ways of really preventing any of this from happening up until this point, because our teammates have been doing a lot of staggering, which makes it very difficult for us to accomplish a whole lot as a support, you know? At least we're not like Mercy during this section, so we do always have the chance of making big plays with our cooldowns. Mercy would be even more limited in these situations. So we decide to nano boost the Reinhardt right here, chuck the bio grenade into the Graviton, standard procedure. He is, like, Reaper is telegraphing what he's about to do right now because he's Wraith forming into our team. So we can only really have one plan, and our dart did just come off cooldown. So we could chuck it at him right now, but I assume we weren't watching the cooldown or something and just didn't realize, or we didn't think we were gonna do it, but did come up in time to try and go for it to stop him from doing much, and he was really telegraphing what he was gonna do. Nothing too terrible came out of it. I think Ash was the only person that actually died to it, so it could have been worse, could have been better, could have been worse. And now just, we're at the point where we've got to touch the point and pray. And, things weren't exactly going particularly well. Bob's getting in there. Bob got earth shattered. I heard her summon Bob, but Bob got earth shattered, so, Bob's not going to be doing too much on the point today, I don't think. So, now we're going to defend. Yep, and we changed to Mercy immediately. So, Lucio's up to no good out there. That's not for us to deal with, you know. Hopefully Lucio doesn't eat shit out there. Which, frequently happens. So, who got hooked out? Roadhog got hooked out? Ooh, Roadhog Hammond is a fairly unfortunate combination of tanks for defense. Doesn't really synergize with our team comp too terribly well, does it? Junkrat, Soldier, so like two like long-range defenders, and then we've got Hammond and Roadhog, who are not gonna be doing too much in the way of making space for our teammates a lot of the time, you know? So this is a pretty risky, like, full swing out here. We could have cancelled the GA sooner to avoid getting, like, quite so close to all of the danger. But, you know, a couple of their team were dead, and nothing actually happened to us, so not the end of the world. But we did go out pretty far. So I'm mostly looking now to see if we heal people at full health, because that's usually the thing that Mercy players do. I would like if we swung a little bit more into the doorway before we started doing this, because just doing it right here, if someone comes around that corner, we're fucked. We could do this from inside the doorway to our right a little bit more, and then they just have to come further in before they're in a position to fuck us. Which is preferable, you know. Anything to make it a little bit harder to get fucked. So I've gone back here because I just saw that Reaper's teleporting over in the doorway to our left. I don't know if we saw that at the time. We didn't, like, visually respond to it, so I don't know if we saw it or not. But saw Reaper teleport over there, so that's very scary for us. Reaper's currently fucking that boy up back there, it looks like. Yep, Junkrat's trying to fight the Reaper right now. He's managed to deal with the situation, which is good, because we're dealing with our own situation over here right now. He has dealt with it, and he is like, I just heard him ping, I need healing behind us, and he sure does. Roadhog at this point, there's nothing we can do for him, so, because he went all the way into the other room, so we're just hoping he manages to make it out alive. By the time he's getting pushed in the doorway, we should just be turning around to help the Junkrat by that point, because we ain't helping Roadhog, and we know that, Junkrat was getting fucked up by Reaper behind us previously. So, hey, you know, I'm all for it. Let's fucking go. You assert your dominance on that Reaper. Versi, Valkyrie Mercy, pretty easy to get a kill on somebody if they're by themselves. Very hard to kill Valkyrie to Mercy unless you're certain heroes or have your ultimate. So if you guys spot a DPS or a support that are kind of off by themselves and you're in Valkyrie, fucking go for it if you don't have more pressing concerns at the time, like, you know, keeping your teammates alive while they're doing some dumb shit. Which is like, you know, 70% of playing supports, isn't it? So, oh, big spin in there. We would like to res loose. Oh god, they're all like right there. Jesus Christ. Roadhog is using Whole Hog, so we probably feel a little bit safer doing this, but like, they're all right there. This is mad risky to go for right now. They didn't get us, so hey, if you don't get punished, you don't have to learn, that's what I always say, but Jesus Christ, that was a scary one to go for. If we had Valkyrie going at the time, that would be like 100% safe, combined with Whole Hog, and Whole Hog makes it safer, certainly, but Christ. If Roadhog, like, stops hitting the Reaper and he gets, like, a good shot into us, then, like, it's not hard for Genji to finish us off or Reaper to finish us off at that point. So we pop Valkyrie now, teamfight's like fully happening, we've gone down to res the Lucio again. Is nobody better to res at the time? Because it feels like nobody else has actually died yet, so I guess this is fine. Did we see Roadhog use his hook, though? Because Roadhog is standing right there. Nope, haven't seen Roadhog use his hook, so scary to go for still, because if we're rezzing someone in front of Roadhog, doesn't matter if we're in Valkyrie or not, it's still risky to go for. So, I didn't see him use his hook. I might have just missed it. It's possible we did see the hook and I just didn't see it. But if you haven't seen Roadhog use his hook, gotta be careful. You gotta be careful about doing anything in front of him, especially anything that's gonna, like, lock you down for a little while, like rezzing somebody. So anyway, we've managed to fend them off, miraculously enough. They do have Roadhog Zarya as their tanks, I've just noticed, which is one of the just quintessential bad team compositions you can go for. Oh, 2 off tanks already is pretty bad as far as team comps go, but Roadhog Zarya is the worst combo you can go for. Oh boy, it's only slightly worse than, like, Roadhog Diva, but, like, it's still pretty fucking bad, dude, so it's making it very hard for them to get through the choke point, as we've observed by the fact they haven't really. I would like to go back now just to show that Genji ate shit real bad right there, because he just used Dragon Blade. Right now, he's just drawn his blade, the dragon has become him, and he's fucking dead. So he got like 0.5 seconds out of that Dragon Blade before he's dead. Roadhog's doing his best to kill his own team right here. I just also want to point out, because Reaper's spinning, Roadhog's using Whole Hog. Oh look, here comes Reaper! So thank goodness that didn't kill us, but it got pretty fucking close. So I don't want to go for these people right now, because all of these reses are extremely unlikely to work. Most of our teammates are dead out there, but not all of them. We've still got teammates behind us. I'd rather move back and regroup with them instead, because just going for any of these reses is so unlikely to work. If we've got Valkyrie right now, it's easier to try and make one of these work, because we can, like, just hang out, like, above the truck a little bit, like, play with the corners and res them, no problem, but, like, no Valkyrie, Reaper there, his team, like, outside the choke point, there's no way. I'd rather just go back to the 2 people behind us, and just hope that we can make it work until our teammates manage to regroup with us instead. Neither option is great in this situation. Like, the bad things are already happening to us by this point, right? But we gotta go with the option that is more likely to result in a winning team fight. And that's just hoping Junkrat and Soldier are able to help us hold back until our teammates regroup. And I mean, Ham and Lucio, they'll be back pretty fast. Roadhog won't be back fast, but the other 2 will. So it's better to just hang out with them, hope that we can make it work long enough for our teammates to regroup instead, rather than going for one of the reses that was, like, never gonna work. So we've now also, like, doubled down on this mistake, where this is already gone. There's no way us going forward to touch this point accomplishes nothing, because we will just immediately eat shit. They're all right there. We should just be leaving to regroup with our team, and just, this is gone. And holding the second checkpoint is extremely sad right now. Thank God they changed it, right? Because that was going to be a real sad respawn if they hadn't just changed how it works. But we still should have just given up on it. And you might go, well, now that they've changed the rework, now that they've reworked the spawns on these maps, why does it matter? I respawned almost instantly, so it's not that likely we're going to get snowballed on. No, but it is still more likely you'd get snowballed on than if you just went back and regrouped. And doesn't matter that you respawned quicker, you still fed 200 ult charge, or 200 damage worth of ult charge by doing that, so still not worth doing, even on, like, the chance that it works out. So now they're just sprinting forward onto the point. Everybody's popping their ultimates. Reaper's about to use his ultimate, yeah. This is not something I intuited from the game. I was just looking at the health bar, at the ult charges, and I was like, oh god, here it comes. Because you can see there's not much time left on this video. I was like, here's how it happens. Couldn't actually see Reaper in there during that before we swung out across, and we just happened to swing across as he's about to use his ultimate, so very unfortunate for us. So we do almost have Valkyrie. So there's the case to be made that swinging across the point like this is very risky because there are, like, everybody out there. There is everybody out there right now. And we are so close to having Valkyrie that we could just pull out our pistol if we can't heal anybody from there, get a couple shots in, we'll have Valkyrie, pop Valkyrie, and then we're in a position to heal and res these people if something happens. You can get away with a lot of reses while you're in Valkyrie. And that's... You know, you've got the risk then that somebody dies while you're getting the Valkyrie charge, and, like, it's a little hindsight's 2020, because obviously we know we die flying across the choke point. Not even across the choke point, across the point, rather. But, simultaneously, we are so close to having Valkyrie that we could just shoot their Roadhog, like, 2 or 3 times, then we'll have Valkyrie pop it, and then we're at no risk anymore, because we can just float over the point and heal anybody. And like Hammond and Roadhog, we're a little bit low on the other side of the point, but if we've got Valkyrie going at the time, it's not hard to res them, provided we don't res, like, right in front of Roadhog while he's got a hook. So that's a safer option to go for us personally, given the spot that we were in. But then also, there's the risk that people die, and then we don't get to res them, so, you know, swings and roundabouts, but there's the case to be made that just given how close we were, it would have been better. Also, another reason that us just disengaging from the fight previously that we died in would have also been better to do, because we were close to ult charge then as well, because we respawned, Freddy came out, got a little bit of ult charge, then died. As we're disengaging from going to the first checkpoint, we can just be firing our pistol into the enemy team as we're regrouping to generate a little bit of ult charge, because there's nothing wrong with doing that, really. If there's nobody around you that's, like, good to damage boost at the time, then, and there's nobody that needs healing, then you can make use of that time by just shooting your pistol into the enemy team. It does, like, a little bit of ult charge, like, does a little bit of chip damage, so, like, hey, maybe you get lucky and kill somebody, but more than that, you're just generating ult charge during a period of downtime. Because this is how you, like, carry games as supports, really, is just basically by being as efficient with your resources as you can. Supports just naturally have less ways of interacting with the game compared to most other roles in the game. So it becomes a lot about leveraging what resources you have at your disposal to the best of your ability. So it's like leveraging your cooldowns as much as you can as Annas, get as much value out of them, maximizing time spent damage boosting as Mercy and versus healing, because you want to be damage boosting more than you're healing as Mercy. This is just generally the case with all the supports. You'd rather be doing the thing that increases your team's damage rather than healing people if possible. The problem is that healing is still just more important, but you want to be using your damage utility as much as possible, right? Like Lucio, you want to be in speed boost as much as you physically can. Zenyatta, you're trying to use your Discord constantly, you know. Anna, Moira, Batista, they're trying to add in as much damage as they can. And Mercy, if there's just nobody around you to damage boost, nobody needs healing, you can just be shooting into the choke point and, like, getting some ult charge at least. If you've got your ult charge, or if you've got your ult built up already at the time, then there's less reason to do that, because you just firing, like, aimlessly into a group of people. If you've got your ult up already, it's giving you no ult charge, and it's really unlikely to kill somebody, so then you can just be feeding, like, their supports more ult charge, more than anything else. But if you don't have your ult built up and there's nothing else to do, nothing to damage boost, nobody to heal, might as well chuck in some damage, get a little bit of ult charge at the same time. Right, so, there's ways we could have been in a better position for that second fight, for that second point on defense, basically. And then, you know, if we've got Valkyrie, maybe it works out differently. The fight was going really badly at the time, so chances overall are low, but it's all about, like, maximizing the chance that you do have, and we could have been in a better position for that fight by just being in a better position by the time they arrive, and maybe having our ult by the time the fight starts, rather than just barely not building it in time before the fight ends. Or the game entirely ends, so There you go. So thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you could join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shit post with us. I've started streaming on Twitch Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 8 p.m. EST till midnight EST. There's a link to the channel in the description. And if you managed to make it all the way through the video and somehow still enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more content of middling quality in the future. And I hope you found the video helpful.